Today you will be completing a grid transfer drawing, and if you notice, our grids are set up with letters on the bottom, A through D, and 1 to 7 on our cross axis. So our vertical axis, A through D, across horizontal axis is 1 to 7. Now what we want to do is make sure when we do this transfer today that box 1D goes into box 1D as accurately as possible. Box 1B goes into box 1B as accurately as possible. And the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to start to isolate. I'm going to limit the amount of information that my brain is taking in. And I think it's easier also to turn this sideways. And then I'm going to cover, so I'm just looking at my first row of boxes. Now, I'm going to start here. So in box 1D, I'm going to be drawing this. But what I want to know is this. I want to start measuring, where does this line come in? Well, if I could mark on the halfway, and I'm going to eye the halfway mark, edge, edge, and I'm going to mark the halfway edge, 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 I can see where then this comes in. So I'm looking for my entry point, and I'm also looking for my exit point. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to try to create, and I'm always looking back and forth, that shape as best I can. So I'm going to try to create, and then I'm looking. Okay, this to me looks like it needs to be a little tighter here, so I'm going to move that a little closer. All right, I'm going to go with that for right now. And then here, my entry point is here, my exit point, and let's pull a little bit closer. Okay, so my entry point in this one is here. My exit point, I'm going to try to look at that length and look at that length, and I'm going to try and create that curve. Okay, and this might be a little bit bigger here. And then this one, I'm looking for where does that come in at? Where does it go out? Well, if this is about the half, so if this is about the halfway in the box, it's going to come out a little below that, and then I'm going to try to create that like this. Now, another way to do this, so I'm going to say those are my first two. Oh, this needs to be a little more bulbed out here, like this. Okay. Now let's go into the next box. So in the next box, wow, there's a lot more going on here. I can do this one of two ways. One is I definitely, in something like this that's going to cross through and make this tiny triangle, I'm just going to pull that through there. I'm going to pull these through these lines just a little bit, just so I have a reference point. Now, I can either allow both to show, or I could take this paper, and I'm just going to tear it in half, and I could block. So showing here, and then blocking to only show this, then my brain is only having to organize this much space. The other thing I can do if I'm having trouble finding where something goes is I could break this space down even further. A really easy way to do that is to put an X in this box. So if I come through here and I put an X here where I'm connecting edge to edge, that then gives me also some marker points that I can use. So I can look at this space here. So I know when I'm coming in here, I'm looking to make this shape right here. This one is coming up through here. So I'm looking to get a triangle with a curved side. And then here it goes back out, and I'm looking to make that small triangular shape there. So as I'm doing this, I can use the X to break down the shape even further if I'm and it's actually really nice to have. So here too, I can see that this has got to come in here to make this triangle. This is going to follow that. This is going to give me a triangle here, and I'm definitely going to do an X in this box, because this spiral is actually pretty hard to do accurately. So I'm going to go like this, and then I have quadrants to work from. So I know it starts here, and I'm looking to create that shape, and I want to make sure I'm getting the right measurement here. So I would work this one like row by row, and once you have completed this, you're going to let your teacher see it. And when you complete, I would get rid of these. So like erase these, the X's, draw them really light on there. You don't need them at this point, and strengthen up your lines. And then show your teacher.